This episode will see us wrap up our trip to Cape York, not before heading south from the tip, tackling the tele track from the north to the south. So the first challenge on the way back was Nolan's Brook. Josh had no issues. We thought it'd be best for him to go first. He had no issues. Me on the other hand, I decided to take the harder option, which was would prove to be my undoing, and we took on some water, which was probably our biggest issue over the whole trip. We really ran all the time without any issues. So nothing ventured, nothing gained, so had fun doing it, and you can't say you've been to the Cape if you haven't had some troubles at Nolan's Brook. Return trip proved just as challenging, lining the car and trailer up to get back across the bridge of Cypress Creek. You'll see they're very tight, on a big side angle as well, which made it a bit difficult, but we chose to get Josh to go first, back up against the bank there. You can see him up behind me, and I thought if we needed to we could winch the camper trailer across just to line it up, but no issues. We managed to get pretty much straight across it with some good spotting by Josh. That. Rail is tracking good. Alright. Go drive the side a little bit. We chose to pull up early this day, picking a nice creekside camp on the tele track just in Sam's Creek. Lovely spot, plenty of beautiful waterfalls and lovely crystal clear water to swim in. This was hard to say, but definitely one of our most favourite campsites of the whole trip, so definitely recommend that. As always, it was a free camp. It's a 2-minute drive away from Elliott Falls, but again, there is camping at Elliott Falls, but that's paid camping, very busy. This is definitely the way we prefer to camp. The next morning we took our usual routine of having breakfast and breaking camp, and today we would head to Elliot in Twin Falls and spend the morning there. We were very lucky this whole trip. Due to COVID and the timing of our trip meant that we basically had the whole track to ourselves. We spent half a day at Elliot and Twin Falls, and we didn't see any of the people there, so very privileged to have these places to ourselves for that, and dare say we would never get the opportunity to have it like that again, so we're certainly glad to have had that opportunity. Although Elliot Falls is certainly much popular in a lot of clips and advertising that you hear, our favourite was definitely Twin Falls. As far as being able to swim, relax, definitely Twin Falls was the pick for us out of Fruitbat, Elliot and Twin Falls. Just our opinions, but thought we'd share that with you. After spending half the day at Twin Falls and Elliot Falls, we decided to make a beeline, as we were hoping to get across to Bramwell Junction in time to have dinner there. So we punched all the way through the south end of the tele track, so we didn't film too much of that. Nothing really gave us any troubles. Certainly enjoyed the bypass track on Palm Creek coming back. That was a lot more enjoyable than we had expected. Because we did Palm Creek the traditional way on the way up, we actually didn't see the bypass, but it was certainly some good fun. So we spent the night at Bramwell Junction. Unfortunately we missed dinner briefly, just probably about half an hour too late, so we set up camp and cooked dinner around the camp again before getting ready to break camp again the next day, and we would head off towards Frenchmans track and tackle it from the west heading east. The first challenge we got to was the Pasco River crossing. It was very dry and they hadn't had a big wet, so the water level was pretty low here. Pasco River certainly has a big reputation for being very difficult, but we certainly had no issues here due to the dry weather and the low river conditions. You could certainly see how this would be difficult in the wet. We hope to get back one time earlier in the wet. On the Frenchmans track, nothing too hardcore in my opinion, but certainly some good challenges there, and you can make it what you want of it. But we just drove through and just took in the scenery really. Didn't have any challenges with anything. A few tight turns with the camper trailer always made it interesting, so a little bit of tree clearing on some of the tight turns, but outside of that it was a pretty easy run. So arguably the biggest challenge of the Frenchman's track is the Wenlock River crossing. I certainly think that it would be much harder than Pasco River, even here in the dry conditions and lower water levels. We certainly, I had a lot of difficulty with the camper trailer, as you'll see, but certainly very much different to the Pasco River. The plan all the way along was to have Josh in front here, as I was aware of we may have some troubles. However, along the main track, Josh went off for a little bit of a play and took a different track to what I did, and I ended up in front. And then before we knew it, we were on the entry into the Wenlock River. I couldn't back up, so I had no choice to go first, and that would prove to be bit of a challenge for us, as I had no real good anchor points on the other side to winch off, so it certainly took us the best part of half an hour to get the Ranger and the camper trailer free. Once we did that, after a bit of winching, Josh was able to get across there and drive pretty much straight up, showing that having both lockers certainly makes a difference. We weren't to realise until afterwards that due to the water we took on at Nolan's Brook in the Ranger, it had blown the fuse for my air compressor that runs my front ARB locker. So during this crossing I had no front locker, but I wasn't aware. I don't know if it would or wouldn't have made too much difference, to be honest, but it was just one of those things. It certainly made it a lot more difficult for us to get through. But that was the challenge, and to be honest, is probably without this challenge on this day, I probably would have felt that I hadn't fully experienced the Cape. So I enjoyed it nonetheless. The recoveries are all part of what we do, and that's why we buy the gear that we do and spend the money that we do. So absolutely loved it. Yeah, can't wait to do it again. So some absolutely great scenery once you get past the Wenlock River, heading back out. We managed to stay at a free camp again, just past the Wenlock River. Was again another fabulous campsite beside the creek, elevated, very sandy, very shady, very quiet. Just sharing another one of our camps. This wasn't even on the map. We just did a bit of touring. I think we were just south of Townsville, and we did a bit of bush bashing. Found a river system that we thought we'd explore. Found a spot where we thought would be very good fishing. We thought we were high enough, pulled up there. But as the tide come up overnight, you'll see the photos, the water level got very high. We managed to stay dry, but probably more by good luck than good planning. But it certainly had the girls on the edge of their seats all night, waiting for a crocodile to come past. So good fun. That just about wraps up the trip. We did have another camp just south of Maryborough. Again, it was a bit of a native retreat that had just opened up. Very good. But we didn't take any photos or any footage of that area there. Certainly hope you've enjoyed watching our Cape trip. I didn't film it with this intention to do a bit of a video series and share that with anyone. We basically filmed and took photos just as we would on any holiday to keep the memories. But I just wanted to do this and share it. I've learned a fair bit along the way. It's something that I hope to do more of, and I will certainly be more intentional with our filming going forward with this in mind. I do plan to do a vlog series very soon, just covering off the trip planning, the fuel cost, the kilometres, camping, any other souvenirs, tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way. I'd certainly, I thought I'd love to share that with everyone, because as I was planning for my trip over the last 2 years, there was a lot of videos to watch, a lot of footage, but very little detail on how to go about planning, distances between places, fuel stops, kilometres, times, all of that sort of thing. So I'm going to do a bit of a video on that. So if you're interested, please don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the notifications button so you get notified as I release more content. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon.